Hello and welcome to another short episode here, just to show off some new pickups. Happy New Year, everyone! It is 2024 when this airs. It's not 2024 when I'm recording this, actually, but it will be when it airs. So yeah, in the title you saw, I call this "Bringing Back My Love for Autos." So a lot of this hobby we talk about is the nostalgia it brings us, right? From our childhood. One of the things that I have distinct memories of as a child, as being a big sports fan, I grew up in the Seattle area, so we were big, Mariners, Seahawks, Sonics, and Sonics were the big one fans. Sonics obviously have since moved on, and we're hoping to get a team, but that's a whole nother discussion and a whole nother probably YouTube channel kind of thing. We won't go there, but what I have distinct memories of. Me and my brother, my parents, when we would see them, would take us to these. They would have these signing events. Like I have a distinct memory of Gary Payton showed up at J.C. Penney's at the Tacoma Mall, and we went. We waited like 2 hours in line, got up to the front, and we got a hat, got some cards signed by Gary Payton. And that was really cool. We did the same thing with Detlef Schrempf. We did the same thing with several other key players. Granted, Sean Kemp never did one, at least that we went to and saw, but that would have been another one we would have definitely gone to had it happened. Anyways, so I have always had this love of autographs and getting autographs. And so when I first got back into the comic book hobby, if you've watched any of our very early videos, I've talked about things I've learned in the hobby, is that I was really into getting signed by the creators, and then getting them CGC'd and all that stuff. Kind of two things I found out. One, that gets pricey, and you end up spending a lot of money doing that, and that kind of diverts away from adding new books. And two, I've just learned that, like, and it has soured me on it as well, even though it probably shouldn't, but it has. A lot of people in this hobby are not into signed books. I think it takes away, and they don't, if I had let's just say a Hulk 181 5.0 and a Hulk 181 5.0 signed by, Herb Trimpe, Stan Lee, or whatever, both books would be desirable, but the pool of who would want to buy that book would be much smaller for the autographed book, because a lot of people just don't like their book signed. Now, that may change if the signature is on the inside, but then you're never going to see it if you get a slab. But anyways, point being, there's just a lot of people that don't like signed books. And so that kind of soured me away. It's like, well, I'm not going to put money there, even though I'm not in this for investment. It's just kind of, if I do need to move a book, I don't want to be hindered by that if my book is signed. So I kind of stopped with that, and I don't collect signed books. However, when I started collecting The Thing, when you kind of get into these Marvel cards, I learned about these with Silver Surfer too, these pack pulled autographs. So yes, you can go take any card or anything right to a con, just like you would a comic book, and get it signed by whoever, right? That's not going to hold much value. However, a lot of these artists would sign cards, and then those would get inserted into packs, and there'd be a finite number of those, and they have either COAs or like a stamping, something that marks them as this is in fact a pack pulled autograph card, versus going to a con and getting it signed. And those hold a lot of value, and card collectors are big into those. So that kind of spurred my love for that back. And so for Silver Surfer, I just had never seen them come up available to sell. However, as you saw in my previous video, right, just looking for Thing ones, I ended up getting connected to a guy that had a couple Silver Surfer ones. I showed those ones to you already, but it is that Silver Surfer #1. And this one's signed by Joe Sinnott. They do have one that's signed by Stan Lee, and then they have another one that's signed by both Sinnott and Stan Lee. Either of those with Lee on it would be an absolute grail piece, of course. And then this other one is that Annihilation Quest that I showed, that is signed by Gabriel Dell'Otto, which is also a very, very cool one. And you can see on these, right, as I was saying, they come with a CO. So these two I showed are from Marvel Beginnings. So Marvel Beginnings, you got the card that's signed, and then you would get an additional certificate of authenticity to show. And it says, like, Upper Deck verified, and watch someone sign your card. And it has the sticker on there with a number that matches the sticker on the back of your card, so that it's the correct COA. And it says on the COA who signed it and whatnot. right? So with that, as I've said before, right, Surfer cards, hard to come by. Thing cards, not hard to come by. So there is a number, I'll put this in later, of Thing autos that I have been able to get. And again, Thing cards are just not cheap. Or they are cheap. And so when you find them, you can easily snag them. So I'm all about these autos and these pack pulls. So, I mean, I should say, like, if I had my perfect collection, like, autos would be one of my top focuses. So the first one is kind of the oldest one I have, and this is from 1998 Marvel Creators Collection, I think is the name of this set. But it's a team appearance of the Fantastic Four, and obviously Thing's right there in the center. And this is signed by John Estes. And again, this is the pack pulled one because the back says, "Congratulations, you have just received a limited edition personally autographed card signed by John Estes." So this card, is signed because the back is different, right? Similarly, 2013 Marvel Retro, the base card, and I have this for Surfer too. This is an easy autograph to get. You get these all over the place. This one is signed by Ryan Stegman, and on the back here, underneath the power ratings and everything, it says, "Congratulations, you received a card, witness signed by Upper Deck by Ryan Stegman." So that's how you know this is the pack pulled one. Okay, so the Surfer ones I showed were Marvel Beginning. So those are my absolute favorite. And they have a number of those. So with the Surfer, they have the two I showed, and they also have an FF48, which would also correlate to the Thing collection, signed by Stan Lee. So I have a couple there done, but Thing, because of Fantastic Four, has quite a few. So I'll go through a couple that or the ones that I've gotten so far. So there's this one here, which is FF, and it's actually not this. So these are the Marvel Beginnings from 2011, 2012, series 1, 2, and 3, the breakthrough issues, which are just cards that are images of the comic that were important key issues, right? So this is FF issue 1. It's not actually Fantastic, it's actually Foundation. Shoot, I'm actually blanking on it. Future Foundation or something like that. I don't know. But it's the Fantastic Four. Obviously, there's Thing right there in the center. And this one's signed by Steve Epting, right? And I have the COAs on the back of all of these, right? Next one up, this is another CNOT auto to match. I got this with my Surfer one. This is FF100. This also has a Stan Lee auto that I would love to pick up. Secret Wars #1, Thing is right there. And this is signed by John Beatty. There's also one signed by Mike Zeck. There's one signed by both of them. There's also a triple signature with Jim Shooter. And so there's a number of these Secret Wars ones. This is the only one I have so far. Secret Wars 8. This is one of my top ones, right? This is Mike Zeck auto, who I think Mike Zeck is awesome. And Thing is just very small there on the side, but he's there. Again, this one has so I actually already have. There's one signed by John Beatty. That one's on the way. I've ordered it from someone in Canada. And guys, if you sell on eBay or anything, don't ship your cards in just a regular envelope without tracking. This shipped from Canada over almost a month ago, and I still haven't gotten it. And there's no way to track where it is. I have no idea, but it is the John Beatty one of this. And it just annoys the crap out of me that this guy sent it that way. So we don't know where it is. And he's like, "Well, I don't know. I sent it. You should just wait for it." Like, when I get it, I'm going to give him a bad rating probably. But again, same thing. They have a double sig. They have a triple sig of this as well. I would add all of them if I can find them. And then the last one is this Civil War issue. And this is signed by Steve McNiven. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, so those are the Marvel Beginnings autos I have. Again, with Thing, there's a lot of them, so I have a lot to chase. And I have an upcoming 2024 goals video that will go next week, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. Lastly, I will show I did get another cool 2 other inserts for the Thing. The first being this 2013 Marvel Now hologram. Right? I don't know if the hologram shows up well. Yeah, there you go. And this is a PSA 8. I snagged this from Newt in the Discord for you guys that are on the Discord and know him. Gave me a nice deal. And then I got another, and again, I think these are one of the most underrated inserts. 2012 premiere, these patch cards, right? This is from the corner box of FF48. Obviously, the thing is there, and these are embroidered patches within the card. I have that Surfer one I showed. Now I have the thing. There's one other one with the thing. It's from Secret Wars #1, actually, that I am looking for. So if you know of it, let me know. But I love these. I think these are just one of the most underrated inserts. I got this on eBay at the first bid. No one bid it. No one cared. And this guy sold or has a bunch of them online, and no one is bidding on them. So if you want some of these, let me know. I can send you the links to that. But I got my thing one here. Otherwise, that's all I got for today. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think of autos. Let me know what you picked up recently. Let me know what you think of these patches. I'd be interested to hear about that. But otherwise, as always, like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Peace out.